I'm curious to know in your career, in your life, do you consider yourself ever having failed, and if so, in what?
Well, when you lose 7 elections in a row, as I talk about openly in college, high school and college, that's a failure.
Mm.
And you confront that as a failure.
Mm.
I've been rejected by people. Why? Why is everyone rejecting me?
Mm.
And if I started blaming it on them, then I could say, well, it's their problem. Yeah, right. No, it's your problem.
Mm.
And so, yeah, clearly that's a failure. And I think, I've had many, many lesser failures, but because I was able to face up to them, I made mistakes in my career and faced those things that I did wrong quickly, and I think that's really important. Like I was coming out of honeymoon, kind of faced into that, so I don't consider it a failure, but a learning experience. And by the way, I think early failures are one of the greatest learning tools you can have.
Mm.
A lot of people fear that and structure their careers and their lives to not be placed in situation of failure. And then they may have the greatest failure of all, which is a failure to take risks to be who you are, playing along with societal society. And the signals are all too strong the other way.
Now,
that's why I'm glad the media is breaking down, because that we have such a diverse media today. Because what we get in mainstream media sends all the wrong messages. Donald Trump, you've been fine. I mean, this would be a worse message. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or the right and the left screaming at each other on Fox News.
Yeah.
Cable station. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Do you think that
not enlightening?
Do you think that as the media goes through this revolution or evolution at the very least, some of the social norms that you were talking about earlier that make us feel locked in to act a certain way that's inauthentic to who we are, do you think, well, let's put it this way, do you think it'll be easier for us to be authentic?
Well, I think it depends. I think certainly in a lot of the emerging social media, you more or less have to be, or people won't follow you or won't link into you, so to speak. In the mainstream media, the more visible media, I'm hoping we'll see a resurgence of the center. People like David Gergen, who are much more thoughtful on issues, or David Brooks, or and the lessening of the extremes. Jobs leaving CNN is a very good sign, but it is telling that the most popular shows on television and radio are the streamers.
Yeah. So
that's worrisome. And the newspapers could devolve down to that. They don't have much of an audience left. So I think right now the best I can say is it's going to be very diverse. You can choose what you want. As I find every time I write an article that I think is sound, but says some provocative things, man, I'll tell you, it's like people who don't have to sign their name to those comments coming online. If you have to sign your name, it's a lot more civilized. But when you don't have to sign your name, man, it could be.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Bill, I'd love to know more. I'd love to sit here and talk to you for another hour about this idea of authentic leadership is the right direction, but all of the barriers in your way to getting there, whether it be the media or Wall Street or other social norms that condition us along the way. That being said, I do want to respect your time and really appreciate you coming on and speaking to us today.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for what you're doing, too, to bring this kind of level of discussion to a wide audience. And this is exactly the kind of discussion I hope will start getting picked up on, much wider following.
Well,
and so we don't get anywhere by just being angry. We get where by exploring the kind of issues you're raising, David. So thank you for doing that.
Absolutely. Well, as my mom always tells me, from your mouth to God's ear.
Very good. That's great.
All right, Bill. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Thank you very much. Take care.
You
Bye
too.
now.
Bye-bye.